What up, though, y'all? It's Chris, broadcasting from the D, and more firings involving people that can't keep Charlie Kirk name out their mouth. I don't know how many firings are gonna need to take place before people just realize this is a subject that they maybe shouldn't chime in on, especially if they have nothing good to say. There's that old saying that our grandparents and great grandparents always said, right? If you can't say something nice, you probably shouldn't say nothing at all. I know it's cliche as it is. This is a scenario where, man, it ain't never been more true. We're talking about Jimmy Kimmel. It seems like he's been fired because I don't see Disney/ABC bringing his show back. Here's an article here. It's by Reuters. I don't read a lot of stuff from them, but they were one of the first that popped up when I was doing research on this topic. So let's go over it here. It says ABC yanks Jimmy Kimmel live off air after remarks about Kirk. Walt Disney owned ABC said on Wednesday it was pulling Jimmy Kimmel Live off the air after comments by the late night show's host about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk prompted a threat by the head of the top U.S. communications regulator against Disney. President Trump, who has repeatedly pressured broadcasters to stop airing content he has found objectionable, celebrated the news in a social media post. That's very Trump-like. No, I'm sorry, man. Trump be funny as hell when he get on. Nobody throws shade like 47, man, for real. But it says that a number of Democratic lawmakers assailed the decision, saying free speech was under attack. I'm a free speech advocate. You guys know that about me. I'm a free speech advocate. People have accused me of deleting comments and whatnot when they say something. I never delete comments. I don't know what would make y'all think that I got the time in my day to filter through comments and delete unfavorable ones. If you got something to say, get it off. If it's a personal attack, get it off. I may disagree. I may be like, hey, we just got a difference of opinion. There's no need to shoot a personal attack at me, but I'm going to defend your right to say it. I'm not going to go and delete it. YouTube has different words that the algorithm picks up and will deem to be offensive. Now, I've had people who are subs of mine tell me that things they posted disappeared, and if I see that, I'll go in and look for it and I'll approve their comment or whatever. I don't do that a lot though, because depending on what the video is, how many comments it's gotten, how many comments I've gotten overall over the last week, it can be a mess trying to find that comment. But just letting you guys know, I'm a free speech advocate, always have been, always will be. I don't delete comments. I think people have the right to feel how they feel and say what they're gonna say, but there may be consequences. You can get it off your chest. You don't like Charlie Kirk, you feel this way about him, you're glad he's gone, whatever it is. But there may be some consequences. So you got the right to do it. Free speech is not under attack. You're not being jailed over what you're saying, but there may be some employer that is just like, this doesn't reflect the views and opinions of our brand. It does not reflect our values. And so we're going to have to go ahead and let you go. So just understand that there is a difference. People are very confused nowadays, conflating freedom of speech to freedom of consequences. And that's never been the case. It says the suspension of Kimmel's show marked the latest action taken against media figures, academic workers, teachers, and corporate employees over their remarks about Kirk following his assassination. Yeah, man, this is one of them things that you might just want to sit it out. I mean, if you got a job, you depending on that job, your family's depending on that job, you might just want to sit this one out. and not put it on social media. If you want to talk to your people in private about it, fine, but putting it in the form of a screenshot that people can take and send to the HR department of your employer, sit this one out, man, for real. It says, Kimmel, who has frequently targeted Trump on his late night comedy show, drew fire for remarks he made about the killing in his monologue on Monday. Yeah. I saw the monologue and I just was like, man, what is with this guy? I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory. I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. I never have. And it's got nothing to do with his politics or whatever. I'm gonna take y'all back 20 years ago. It's very immature why I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was like, what, 23, 24? The Pistons were in the finals against the Lakers, and Jimmy Kimmel made the stupid comment saying that if the Pistons won, we were gonna burn our city down. And I was so annoyed by this because I'm like, when have we ever burned down our city behind a victory? I know the Lions ain't ever done nothing. And, the Tigers, it's been since 84. But we had gotten used to winning pretty regularly because the Red Wings were killing it. And at no point in time did something bad happen. I mean, hell, we can go back further than that. When the Pistons won in 89 and 90, there was no violence. So 24-year-old me, was very agitated by him. And as I got older, you would think, I would have outgrew that, which I kind of did. But new things that he would say or do popped up. And I was like, yeah, I still don't like him. So it started as being the dig that he made about my city. It started as that. But over time, listening to stupid stuff he would say and some of his, his goofy idealism, I was like, yeah, I'm just never gonna mess with him. Let me read the quote for y'all though. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them. He's not a kid, he's 22, but let's continue. And doing everything they can to score political points from it, Jimmy Kimmel said. All right, listen. That young man, 22 years old, was not MAGA, all right? His parents may have been conservative. In that text message, whether it be real or not, it was said that his dad has been super MAGA since Trump won. His parents were conservative. You cannot sit up here and tell me that some guy that is dating a trans furry and is writing leftist messages on bullets and then murders a conservative is some far-right extremist. I mean, come on now. Like, no. Just no. It's so funny how when something stupid happens, no matter what, they try their hardest because it's been the violence as of late. I'm not saying there's never any conservatives, but if you look at the violence as of late with the school shootings and whatnot, more often than not, it's somebody from the left. And in a lot of cases, they were a trans person. So unless I missed the memo, somebody that's trans with some manifesto and they, them pronouns or whatever, probably not conservative. Just saying. So whenever something stupid like this happens, they're doing their damnedest to try to paint them as being a conservative no matter what. Didn't the one guy, Nancy Pelosi's husband, wasn't he attacked with a hammer by some nut job and they were trying to claim that he was right wing, he was a Trump supporter, and then they go to his house, he lives in an area with a super high gay community rate and Black Lives Matter and protect trans kids or whatever in the sign in the window. Yeah, that's like totally MAGA, right? So let's continue. Kirk, a 31-year-old activist and Trump world celebrity known for his right-wing views and pugnacious debating style, that's an interesting way to describe that, was shot in the neck while speaking at Utah University a week ago. A 22-year-old suspect has been charged with his murder, and his precise motive remains unclear. I mean, we got a pretty good idea based on those text messages. I know, y'all, the text messages. I know the text messages, you look at them, they do seem scripted. I get it. Somebody made the comment that said it feels like a conversation between two people written by one person. I get it. I'm not even gonna pretend like I don't see it. The text messages, there are several things about them, just as I was reading them to y'all. There's several things about them that just seemed a bit off. It seemed a little too neat. You have a very short window conversation, and in that conversation, you getting a confession, a motive, confirmation of his location, telling where the weapon was left. It was just a lot, man. So I get it. It was a little too neat, and I mentioned that in that video of how straightforward of a confession that it was. Let's continue though. Let's go back. Kimmel's comments led to a response from Federal Communications Commission Chair Brendan Carr, who urged local broadcasters to stop airing Jimmy Kimmel Live on ABC. Carr suggested the commission could open an investigation and that broadcasters could potentially be fined or lose their license if there was a pattern of distorted comment. They were really serious about this. This is a very, very serious issue right now for Disney. We can do this the easy way or the hard way, Carr said in a podcast interview with conservative commentator Benny Johnson that aired Wednesday. There's more here, but I think you guys got the gist of it, man. He has been let go. His comments that he made about Charlie Kirk, he should have just sat that one out. Considering how other people around him are being let go in the same space that he's at, I just don't know why he just didn't lead. Just leave us alone, man. I say this again, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Freedom of speech is not freedom of consequences. If you have some job that you're counting on to support yourself and support your family, whatever ill feelings you may have, and not just in Charlie Kirk, about anybody, politics, maybe just keep them to yourself. You have the right to post your thoughts and opinions online. But just because you have the right to do something doesn't mean you should. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. And hit me in them comments. I'ma holla at y'all. Peace.